Hey Alex,
What the?
a new reverb plugin has been released.
Oh, not another reverb.
Yes, and it is amazing.
Yeah, of course it is. And groundbreaking new features, right?
Yes, you can place your instruments into the tail deck studio, and the best thing, you can EQ every individual mic position.
What? Really? Hi and welcome. So let's take a look at this reverb plugin that is called Berlin Studio by Samplicity. So before we start talking about Berlin Studio, let me give you a few audio examples first. Okay, so first example is cinematic studio brass, 4 French horns, legato articulation, and a mix of all the microphone positions. So as with all these libraries, I picked these because I consider them to be more studio sounding, and if there is a library that has been recorded in an orchestral hall, I try to pick the Decca tree or the close mics. So first without Berlin Studio. And now with Berlin Studio activated, and all I did was pick the French horn's normal stage position. So without doing anything, this sounds absolutely lovely already. So next example here, Berlin Woodwinds, a library that actually has been recorded at the Tail Deck Studios. So this is flute 1, legato articulation, closed microphones only, without Berlin Studio. And now with Berlin Studio activated, I picked the woodwinds area here, and if you want to change the stereo field and pan this a little bit more, widen or narrow it down, you can do that here, but I'm not doing that right now. So let's have a listen. Okay, next example is Tokyo Scoring Strings, a library that I consider to be recorded pretty dry sounding, but very charismatic. And let's have a listen first how it sounds without Berlin Studio. Okay, violins 1 stage picked and activated. Let's have a listen. Okay, next example, Junkie XL Brass, the 12 trombone patches, and I have a combo patch here consisting out of the sustains, the staccatissimo, and the marcato short articulations. This is one of my favorite techniques, nothing really secret, nothing really groundbreaking, but it lets you play pretty flexible lines. And what we have loaded here is just the Decca tree of all 3 articulations. So I should also say that this library has been recorded at the Tail Deck stage, so let's listen to how it sounds with the Decca tree only without Berlin Studio activated. And now with Berlin Studio activated, and I picked the trombones area here, let's have a listen. So before we continue doing this, let me answer a possible question that is coming up already. Why would you want to pick the Decca tree or the close mics only when you have the entire room information from that particular instrument available already anyway? So maybe you want to use all of your favorite sample libraries, but you want to create the illusion of all instruments sitting in the same studio or the same orchestral hall. Maybe you use and love Vienna instruments, but you can't afford Mir, their own reverb system, and you still have trouble by positioning all of these instruments as you want to have them. So here is your solution. Next up is my absolute favorite reason, because with Berlin Studio, you not only have the control over the frequencies of the entire reverb signal, no, you have an EQ available for each individual microphone position. Simplicity, job well done, because I think, in my opinion, this is pretty groundbreaking. Okay, so let's try this out in action and let's listen to the next example here. I have loaded Vista, the legato cellos, and I have loaded the close microphones and the Decca tree. Let's listen to how this sounds without Berlin Studio. Okay, so we are listening to stuff here pretty isolated, but let's assume you are working on a project and you want to work with Vista cellos, but you're still missing some additional room information. So let's activate Berlin Studio, pick the cello area here, and let's have a listen. So chances are there this sounds better for what you're working on. So let's assume you want to tweak the reverb signal a little bit more. The typical way would be that you set up send and return tracks for all of your reverbs, and then you load an EQ plugin before or after the reverb, however you like, and then you just fiddle around with it, but then you have to quickly deliver stems, and then you just have to deal with send and return instruments, and then there is another solution for that, but you can't find it and whatever. So Berlin Studio makes it really easy to quickly individually tweak these microphone positions here. Okay, so I really love the samples itself. I don't want to change anything. I just want to change the reverb a little bit more, but not the entire reverb, but just put a little bit more shimmer on the surround microphone. So let's take a look at what we can do. So first thing, I'm activating the EQ here and then tap on the little window here. And what happens is that an EQ opens up. So I can just EQ the surround microphone. So let's make this put this to high shelf here, and then so let's assume in that mix that we're doing right now, the cello sounds about right when it comes to high frequencies. But again, we are not changing the cello itself, the recorded samples. We're just changing the surround microphones of the reverb signal. Without. Okay, and since we're at it right now, I want to go a little bit more experimental, and let's assume we want to have the surround microphones a little bit more lush or a little bit more reverb going on, so we can change the size. So let's listen to this once again here. Okay, and now let's turn the size to something like 170 something. Sounds pretty cool. So think about all the possibilities that you have here. Maybe the sample library sounds great, maybe the reverb sounds great, but there is one little muddy frequency going on the Decca tree. So you simply jump in here, activate the EQ, and then you just get rid of, for example, something around 300 Hertz, and that's it. So this can all get done pretty quickly within one plugin. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out the Samplicity website. There is currently an intro price available. And as always, if you like this video, I would be happy if you give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, feel free to use the comment section below. And thanks for watching. Bye.